Welcome to Blended Healing. You trying way too hard. Way too hard, man. And that's not only just, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people just trying way too hard. You know, we ain't got the gaslight to have everybody, like us for who we are. That extra person that we become, trying way too hard to have everybody like them. Trying way too hard to impress people. People should just love you and accept you, or like you and accept you just the way you are. Don't need all them extra added, filaments, extra ingredients. You don't need that. Everybody wants to feel understood and validated and appreciated by other people. That's at the core of us just as being human beings. It's what bonds us together. It's what keeps us connected. And it keeps our internal sparks going because of the shared experiences that we have when we meet people for the first time. I know, don't get it twisted. Everybody puts their best foot forward when they meeting somebody new. I'm not saying that. Everybody does. How long do you think that can be sustained, though? I usually give it 3 to 6 months, and then the real you begins to show. You know what I'm saying? But there's a certain level of healthy validation, and that should be balanced between your protection of your self-esteem and any type of communication. I'm trying to be politically correct. I really am. Because this one is like, listen, you got to protect your self-esteem, point blank, period. But at the end of the day, it's okay to get some healthy feedback or external validation in that type of way. But to just be like, yo, 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 I mean, come on, man. Come on. You should be your biggest fan. You should be your biggest fan. But don't do to the point that is becoming irritating, because you just have to be on top, like top dog. It's crazy, because that's, to me, is your ego running amok. But it's okay to seek some like validation if it's done for constructive criticism, getting that validation sometimes can be all encompassing when you're constantly doing it, and it validates who your identity is. This twin, this fraud, this person, this you know what I'm saying, this personality that you have developed. Because the people who know the real you be like, what the hell? You're not even like that. Stop playing with it. Trying way too hard to impress people around you. Sometimes you just can't ignore what you see in front of you. So with that being said, I'm going to go through some things, and then we're going to throw some cards on it for each of the things to see why they do the things that they do. I'm just saying. So let's roll with it, all right? All right. Whoo, child. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107
of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use, for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use.
Okay, we back. Listen, here are some of the things that you may see when people are trying, they're doing the most, doing the most. They try to one up your achievements. We can all think of a person or even a family member who uses their conversation as to get one up on you. So if you say that you do this, then they're always doing something bigger, better, more worthy of validation, you know, seeking to be put on a pedestal. It's not just annoying, it's this dismissive of your success. And, you know, put you in an uncomfortable tension with this person. And I don't even know if they realize that they do that. That one upmanship is to manifest, both a subtle and outright means of competition. Let me show you some competition. Oh, so overrated. Listen, look at this. Wrong one. This one. Collaboration over competition. With you being competitive, it just shows that you're yearning for attention and external validation. And to gives you a segue for you to show your superiority over other people. You know, that competition shit, only thing it's going to do is going to make you be more resentful and disconnected in the relationships. It's the opposite kind of attention that you're really trying to seek. Why are they trying to do this one up thing? Well, the first thing that came out was envy. Envy. They already have things that they already value, but they ignore and forget and long for the shiny prosperity that they see everywhere else. Instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, their desire for more only causes a deep sense of lack and dissatisfaction. And that energy shows up. They need to let go of the jealousy and acknowledge the blessings that they already have in their life. Now is the time for them to shift their focus. After all, when they envy other people, it only attracts more to them, not to you. You feel me? They have to notice everything that they have and thank the universe for it. They have to appreciate what they have. They have to move from a period in their mind from lack to one of value. They need to shift. All things are going to shift. All things will change. Thank you, Divine. How about fishing for compliments? It's a social game. where they tend to be insecure and slightly selfish as they seek that external validation in every conversation that they have. People who have a higher social intelligence try to use compliment fishing or humble bragging, if you want to put a word on it. It's to subtly achieve the validation, sometimes going utterly unnoticed by a compliment giver. They're trying to impress other people by getting validation and fueling their insecurity. And when it's acknowledged or dismissed in conversations, nobody want to hear all that. Nobody want to hear all of that. So I asked why. Why are they fishing for compliments? And what I got was that they need to expand their vision. They're thinking too small. They fishing for compliments when they have so much more broader options and things out there that they need to even think about in their life. You see, the world is big, yo. And they sitting up here trying to impress a few when they're putting that energy into impression opposed to putting their energy into growth. And why are they doing that? To fuel their insecurity. There's a lot out there for them to consider except doing that. And they need to know that they have unlimited resources available to them. They need to think bigger. They need to think bigger. They need to think bigger. Ashe, Ashe. People don't realize that when they do these things that their actions are very similar to a narcissist that has an inflated sense of self for the need of validation from other people. They want to impress others. So people will name drop in people will name drop in conversations to get attention and to get that misguided praise. Pause. This eats me alive. The worst thing that you can do to me is when I'm having a conversation with you, I don't know why people name drop because it don't move me. It is like one of my pet peeves. Like I pass out on the inside every time somebody name drops to me. It's like, who cares? I don't care. So let's get back to the issue at hand. So what's the deal? And you're saying the name for what? And it's supposed to move me to do what? Ooh, child. Ooh, ooh. I digress. I had a moment. You see, they feel as though by mentioning somebody's name that's important that they've worked for or with, or maybe even a celebrity or whatever they saw in public, that they can feed into their own low self-esteem. They feel as though if they name drop, it's going to give you, and you're supposed to be interested, even though they don't realize that their audience is unimpressed and uninterested. Why do they name drop? Lord have mercy. Mercy, mercy me. Well, the thing that popped out for them is a broken heart, grief and loss. They feel dark. They feel empty. They They have a hurt from long ago that they're trying to express now. They're trying to be more than the pain that they have felt from the past. Either way, they're going to need some deep healing. For real. Dropping names and conversations to impress other people shows that's something that they're lacking in their own self. You don't need to impress other people. If people dig you, they dig you. Name dropping just is like, ugh, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking for the collective and not just for myself because I can't. Ooh. When they vent their feelings and they release the person or the situation that's involved. Are you hearing what I'm saying? They have to reclaim their own power back. They don't have to use anybody else's name. They have to open their heart to the light and divine love and healing and have compassion for themselves. They have to make self-care a priority. Oh, child. I'm sorry. I just sat in there for about a minute. Apologies. Let's move on. This one right here, changing their opinions depending upon who's around. Ooh. Didn't you just say? Why you? Didn't you just say? I remember you said, oh, heck no. You changing your story up? People who know. They know. So you have to go to the next person who don't know the backstory. And then you changing your story for different people. Let me take a sip on that. It's a way for them to get in good grace with somebody else that they're trying to impress. You already know what it is. They're shape-shifting right in front of your face. They have like this perception of themselves that, believe it or not, that's motivated by anxiety. They're constantly thinking about impressing other people and trying to achieve a level of belonging that's tied to their insecurities and trying to remove themselves from what their true personality and identity is. Oh, child, trying too hard. It's toxic. Sacrificing your individuality. Oh, asserting your superiority. Lord Jesus, why are they doing it? Welp, how about it has nothing to do with anything except for the fact that they're dealing with their own emotional shit. Point blank, period. They're dealing with their own family, love, and emotional shit. It doesn't get any clearer than that. It's a reflection of their own state of their emotions and their being receptive. They got family issues going on that they need to resolve. Even though they may have intuition, and I'm sure they do, and they understand the emotions of life, but them trying to, they need to bring more awareness to everything that they do. On the inside. They're doing enough on the outside. On the inside, they know what they're doing. Go talk to somebody, yo. Go talk to somebody, but not in the sense of that. In the sense of just flip-flopping. They got issues. They got issues that they're dealing with. And they're trying to create a new narrative. My. Please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. They are even displaying self-victimization. They're playing the victim to avoid accountability. And they shift the blame from themselves and trying to get sympathy from other people, even if they're wrong. They're seeking validation, and they're using it as a tactic to misguide or portray their success, suggesting that they work harder to achieve something because of their victimhood. Playing the victim, they're going to manifest something that they don't want. Having that pathological need for validation, struggling with empathy, and feeling moral superiority. Playing victim is a manipulation tactic. Why are they playing reindeer games? Well, they need to let go and move out and move on. Maybe perhaps they're going through something in their life that somebody has walked out on them. That could be it. They need to make a decision. There may be something that they're finished with, or somebody's finished with them. I'm feeling it's somebody doing it to them. So that gives them the segue to be the victim. But you don't know what you don't know, whatever happened in that situationship to make the other person walk away and close the gate on them. Maybe they got tired of the games and the tricks. They were familiar with the situation. Now they're trying to look at their options and see what else they can get into. So why not choose you to sit up here and paint the picture of the other person as being the villain and them the victim, so they can lure you in. Child. Okay. Don't say I didn't tell you. Oh my gosh. What about that offbeat humor? But it laced inside of that humor that's not funny. They're putting other people down to insert their superiority. You know, some people have this ingrained in them. It could be from their culture. It could be from a whole lot of different things. They want you to be the victim so they can feel superior. So they say old sly remarks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or in the words of a content creator, a challenge. Oh, the dry ass humor, man. You can't just simply shrug that off or dismiss it. Saying that old hurtful shit, making it a passive joke. You know, come on, son. So people could say, oh shit, that's what they did. But the question is, why do they do that? Oh, okay. Their defenses are up. They have aggressive energy. No shit. No shit. Mm-mm-mm. They're engaged, baby. Their aggressive behavior, whether it's verbal or emotional, it's becoming excessive, it's critical, it's demanding, it's hurtful, it's happening at work, even in the social circles, it's backstabbing, it's slander. They don't realize that it's more apparent that people can see it. That's what they're doing, especially the recipient of that bullshit. And they're crossing your boundaries. But this right here, if you allow these people to treat you like this, it's an it's an open invitation for the universe to send them some more. And you too. You better cut them with the quick. You got that sharp tongue. I don't know, but they are definitely hostile. You feel me? They got some shikakakaka with them. For real. They're talking about themselves again. Okay, let's just smile and wave. They're talking about themselves again. Okay, okay. That's their motivation and validation. Okay. I mean, I know that we all have a tendency to do that, but when it becomes excessive, oh my gosh, when they overindulge in talking about themselves, it comes to a point where other people feel less space in the room, that they ain't even going to be heard, you know? Whether it's about their job, their successes, their personal endeavors, we got to be like, okay. Here's one thing that you can do. Don't ask them any questions because the conversation is going to continue. Why are they doing that? Why? It's a strategy of theirs to achieve certain goals, man. If they chat up the right people, they feel as though they're going to be able to move forward or glean something else. You feel me? They're trying to figure out what direction that they want to go in and try to consider any potential change in course that may be needed. It's all about them trying to reach their goal. That's the reason why. They figure if they talk to the right people, your people know my people, let's get our peoples together. You know how that goes. How about overdressing for the occasion? I like that one. I like that one. Pointing out that someone that is seeking validation and have that narcissistic tendency, they usually try to overdress to get attention from other people, even when at a casual event or gathering. In collaboration with the other subtle signals that they're saying, they're hoping to catch an extra glance from other people and impress people with their style and grace by overdressing, even when it's not necessarily for good intention. They're willing to charm and talk about themselves to win over any productive ways for their security and self-esteem. What does spirit say? It's just more love. They're looking for more love. They're looking for a door to romance, you know? They're trying to get together with somebody. Um, Dressing up brings them the attention that they need. They're trying to, point blank period, man, they're trying to open up the key to somebody's heart. They're trolling. They're trolling. I mean, listen, yo, you got it, you got it. You know, no harm, no foul, no judgments on here. You know, they're trying to get good attention by, it's almost like, gosh, the word they just said to me was snake. That's not nice. They said snake, luring you in, luring you in. And then they go for the kill. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to argue with spirit. That's what spirit said. Whether they're trying to impress somebody by asserting their superiority or name drop to get attention, to seek external validation, will rely on dishonesty to feed their ego. Whether it's them getting a new job, to going on a great date, or to get a compliment in the grocery store, they don't mind lying to get attention, even about the most minor things. Listen, I don't care. Little white lies, big lies, they're all flags. It's dishonesty. That's what it's about. Why are they doing it? They're being cut off in their throat center for this. They need to really work on their communication. They can express themselves anytime they want to. Lying is just not the way to do it. They could be struggling right now with feeling something blocking in their throat chakra that they have to constantly clear their throat. It's just a way that Archangel Gabriel is trying to get their attention to tell them, stop it. Stop. Stop. You know, just stop. They have to learn how to communicate better and be their true selves. And when it comes to this, they are extremely over the top, expressive and loud. They demand attention of the people that's around them to feed into their insecurities. So they'd rather be loud to be all the attention, all eyes on me. And why are they doing that? Why? They're focusing on things and they're worried about that they might get caught up, you know? So why not be the loudest in the room to get out of difficult situations? Instead of pausing and looking at the blessings that they have in their life, they'd rather be down in the dirt, point blank period. So why not be the loudest and the boldest? Point blank period. They have a decision to make. Either they're going to shift the way they're doing things because it lacks their value, or are they going to just correct this situation to bring more worth and richness into their life? It's entirely up to them. It really is. That's the end of the collective reading on the reasons of why. But there's a difference between what is and what it should be. There are a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of things that people should do and should not do. But it's up to them, you know? It's at the root of their own decision making in every aspect of their own lives. They have to be accountable to it. And even if they're not willing to be accountable for the consequences that's about to befall them, it's inevitable that's going to happen. Course correct. There's too many people walking around talking about being judged, trying to, sage and shit like that away bad energy. Their lives is solely based on the decisions that they make. Some people choose violence. And sometimes when you're looking at that, sometimes it could be entertaining and funny, but not in agreement, nah. Especially those who choose violence, because what they end up doing is that they need to be seen. Everything that they do, they need to be seen, and the only thing they're doing is inviting judgment. You know what the key word to all of this is at the end of the day? It's called shame. There's different forms of shame. And it's pretty bad. You need discretion, man. Ouch. Because discretion is outdated. What you're telling yourself, what they're telling other people, you know, minding the business that pays them, that's how it's hard to do when you see this in your face in public. And when you try to give them, some, like, yo, let me holler at you for a minute, you know, whether they want to listen to you or not, the universe is listening. And they're not going to be able to control that. Everybody has free speech rights. Everybody can act the way the hell they want to do. But here's the thing, you don't have to be subject to it. You can easily exit stage right. Right? Or if you have to, exit stage left. Whatever exit door is the quickest for you to get the hell away. I don't think they have in mind, whatever they have in mind when they do these things, when they share, they're not expecting or wanting any pushback. They're not doing that. And sharing every aspect of their life leaves nothing. Leaves an open door to shame and ridicule. And it might be hard for them to digest it, but it's self-inflicted, yo. At some point, they're going to have to decide if it's okay to make everybody privy to their business, the decisions, putting their shit all out there on display. For what? For what? They're their own hero and shiro in their mind. Unfortunately, with them not wanting to hear whatever you have to say, we just sit back and watch. And hopefully that the shame that they may be feeling, I pray for them. I do. I don't know if they're feeling the shame, if they're feeling unloved, or is something wrong with them. But how they choose to live their life is on them. You don't owe anybody any explanation of you exiting stage left or right. Hopefully, when you talk to them, all that information that you gave them about, when you holler at them in private, hopefully they'll take heed to it. We live in a society where people talk at both sides of their neck. And they show us every day and everything. It's okay to keep some things to yourself. I'm talking to them now. Keep some things to yourself. Reevaluate. Check in with yourself. Spend some time with your mind. I say that all the time. Question yourself. Are these people that are involved in your life and allowing you to do these things? Do they have your best interests at heart? You have to have a clearer vision, beloved, and more peace. You got to exercise your discretion. That's all I have to say. It's bad enough that some of us encounter these things, but it's bad enough if we minimize it. Talk to your friend, man. Let them know. They may not be aware. They may not be aware. Tell them that the imposter, it's time for them to put the imposter in the closet and come out and be their own true, authentic self. There's always somebody for somebody, you feel me? They don't need to go through all of that. And I'm done. I said what I said, and that's it. All right. I'm getting off my soapbox. Be well, stay safe, Ashe, and deep bath to each and every one of you, and I shall see you all soon.
I'm insecure, but I can't help it. My mind says move on. My heart lags behind, but I don't love you anymore. I'm so insecure, never knew that love did this. I can't remember the last time I felt this way about somebody. You've done something to my mind, and I can't control it, but I